Hello, my dear fellows, travelers, friend, and photographer. Welcome to Chrisley Travel Channel. In today's episode, will be a brand new episode. In a way, it's my first post-COVID travelogue. And in this episode, I'm going to bring you to a beautiful islands in the East Malaysia, Sabah, in the state of Sabah. And this is one of the wonderful, beautiful islands, has been regarded as the paradise for photographers as well as for diver, and on top of that is a spot where many newlywed couples taking their wedding photograph there. So let's begin our journey to this beautiful island known as the Mataking Island, or in Bahasa Malaysia, in Malay language, is Pulau Mataking. Now, this Mataking Island is an exclusive islands that actually operated by a single operators, and is located just offshore of the coastal town Semporna, and as is in the state of Sabah, Malaysia. And you can access to their website to gather all the necessary information pertaining to the rates and the charges and so on. And they offer many packages. And as far as I know, at this moment now, they are providing promotions open to Malaysians as well as foreigners at a very, very attractive pricing. So if you are interested to visit Mataking Island, please do so while the Chinese border is not open up yet, because once the Chinese open their borders, the visitor, the tourists from China will flood these beautiful islands. And I will encourage you to take this golden opportunity to visit Mataking Islands. My journey began from Kuala Lumpur, the capital city of Malaysia, and we had to travel quite a distance in order to reach the other end of Malaysia, and we have called it the East Malaysia in the state of Sabah. So we took the direct flight that flew from Kuala Lumpur International Airport all the way to Tawau Airport. It's important to note that there are not many international airports in Sabah. As far as I know, the only international airport in Sabah is Kota Kinabalu, the KK. They use short form KK. And from there, then you take the domestic flight to the other inland towns of Sabah. So the journey from Kuala Lumpur to Tawau took about 2 hours and 45 minutes. And here is the map of state of Sabah. And in this map, you notice that I have actually indicated the red point, the three indication of 1, 2, and 3 in red. That indicating there is a starting point 1, and then the 2 is the midpoint, and the 3 is our destinations, the Mataking Islands. So from point A to point 2, we will take a ride on the roads. Then from point 2 to point 3, we will take the speedboat that sends us to Mataking Island. And Mataking Island is considered one of the outermost islands around Semporna region. And if from the map you realize that actually Tawau is almost at the southern end of the Sabah, state of Sabah, is bordering to Indonesia. And from the Tawau airport to Semporna will take approximately an hour of ride on the roads, and then from there, from the Semporna jetty to Mataking Island will take us another 40 to 50 minutes on the boats, all depend on the weather and the sea condition on that day. And for international travelers who actually flown from other countries to KK or Kota Kinabalu, then they can take the domestic flight, which will bring them either to Tawau Airport, or they can also end it in Lahad Datuk Airport, which is another airport not far away from Semporna. Then from both airport, then on the road, by road, you arrive at Semporna. This is the alternative for those who are not intend to flew to Tawau. Then the nearest next airport will be the Lahad Datuk airports, which further on the northern end of the Semporna. And let's go a bit closer of the map here. You can see that the Semporna is just only a coastal town, and there are many beautiful islands, big and small, scattered around the offshore of the Semporna. And from this map, you can see that there are few islands that have been named beside the Mataking Islands. Then you also have the Mabau Island and also the Sipadan Islands. Of course, Sipadan Island is the most popular among the tourists. And on top of that, you also can find two little red dots on this map under the name Kapalai Resort, as well as the Sea Venture. These are actually the chalet, the resort that built on the seabed. They made it built on top of the sea. And so to travel right to Mataking, there's no other alternative but to take the boat rides that are provided by the hotel operator or resort operator Mataking. So this is actually the jetty point on the Mataking Islands, and I will consider this one of the most beautiful section of the Mataking Islands. I will share with you more images taken around this area. The crystal clear seawater is, of course, the main attraction for people who are coming to Mataking or even the islands around. For one main objective is diving, and of course also snorkeling. And it's indeed quite a pleasant journey for me. We took a 4-day 3-night package. And there are some people asking me, is it safe to visit Semporna or Sipadan, island Sipadan and other islands around these regions? I would say that many years back, probably not, because there's an incident where a visitor was hijacked by the pirates. But after that incident, the government of Malaysia have taken stringent action and protection of the tourists. And therefore, in Mataking Island alone, on one corner of the island, they have stationed the police field force. And therefore, they also have police patrol boats. You can see from this image it's now right in front of you. And on top of that, during the night, from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning, the sea was totally outbound, or we rather call it curfew. So in this case, and on top of that, they also have quite a number of watchtowers that have been erected on all corners of these islands to ensure the safety of the guest or the visitor. This image was taken on the deck that's next to the restaurant, where we have all our meal during our stay in this island. The scenery was very, very beautiful during the sunny day, and this is one of the video which I intend to share with you, give you an idea of how we look like from the left to the right. At this spot, you are able to view the sunset because you're facing the west. And in the restaurants, the one thing I have to give credit to this resort, for the entire 4 day, 3 night stay, we have 3 dinner, 3 lunch, and 3 breakfast in these restaurants. And to my surprise, actually the main dishes, they hardly have any duplications, and full of variety, and it was well planned. The menu was well planned, although it's not a lot of variety. You have 10 to 12 variety of that, but it's good enough, and they are well catered of. The guests are well taken care of, and they have been assigned a table to each group of guests coming in, so there's no worry that you had to rush for the table, because the table will be assigned to the visiting guests. This image and some of the following images are taken using a drone, and this is one of the aerial view taken, and you can see that there are rows of building, as well as individual buildings that are facing the sea. And of course, those buildings that are facing the seafront are at a more expensive pricing, and those is more inland, away from the coast or the seaside, will be, of course, is at a much cheaper price, and they call it the garden view and the sea view, and that distinguish them. And of course, we put a night at one of the beach chalet that fronting the sea, and of course give us a beautiful morning view during the sunrise. So these are the aerial images of the islands from above. These islands have equipped with the telecommunication tower, such that therefore the communications to the outside world will not be interrupted, and it's excellent in a way because they have this tower been built right on this island. And on top of that, the only setback is that it's only for those who are using the Cellcom's telephones, Cellcom networks. Then they can able to access using this telecom towers. Well, the Maxis and others networks, telecommunication networks, they are unable to do so. But of course, not to worry, you can purchase their Wi-Fi package, to able to access to this Wi-Fi facility in this island resort. So more aerial view of the islands. This picture taken on the ground level. A very spacious, and this is one of the building, the so-called beach chalet, and we stay in one of these chalet. And they are fronting the sea view, the coast, and they have also built this patio to allow picture to be taken for the newlywed couples and also the guests. And they also take extra precautions to ensure the safety, so they do provide some safety feature, life-saving items that stand by on the beach. Now, as I say that the entrance jetty area is that facing the west have the most beautiful beach of the whole island, and on the other beaches, and the other corner of the island, of course, the beaches are more rocky, as can be seen in this image. Another aerial view shot of the islands. The crystal clear water is one of the main attractions for visitors coming to this part of the world, and of course snorkeling and diving is of course the main objective of most visitors. In this image you see that there's two objects that placed into the shore on the beach, a sandy beach, and this basically is a swing, and this swing was used for photography. I'll share with you some of photographs taken at this spot later on. In this image at the far end you can see there's a little small island, and this small island they name it the Pulau Mataking Kecil, or rather in English is the small Mataking Islands. And during low tide, these two islands, the big island, the Mataking Island and the Mataking Island, small islands, will be connected by the long sandy beach. But during the high tide, of course, the sandy beach will then be submerged into the seawater. So this is another clearer view of this sandy beach, then linking these two islands. At this spot of the islands is the perfect spot for taking sunrise and sunset, as they both face east and west. In this image you will notice see carefully there are some red dots almost near the middle of the image, and this is the life jacket worn by the snorkeler. And those visitors who put up the life jacket, they are doing snorkeling in that, and then you can see the boat is just parked nearby. So more island view, and indeed picture taken during a sunny day and picture taken during a rainy day, it does have quite a fair bit of difference. And this image will just share with you, taken during the rainy days. Here is the two swing. I can see you saw during early image from the aerial view, and you can see that how people capitalize on this swing that built on this coastal area. In fact, a perfect spot for taking a photograph for portraiture photography or wedding photography is a perfect spot. I happen to be lucky enough to have brought along 4 beautiful model on that trip. Basically is my daughter and my wife, and the picture taken with them. This spot, this beautiful constructed hut or buildings exhibit the traditional architecture style of the local, and it's a bit of a misfortune that they are not open for visitor into this building. But however, it's a form of very beautiful object for photography, and I will share with you some of the images taken around this corner. In this image, you can spot a crowd gather, and this crowd are actually witnessing the release of the newly hatched turtle into the sea. And in fact, in one corner of this island, they have a turtle hatching sanctuary, and therefore they're encouraging the visitor and the guests to give some form of donation and contribution to help out on this welfare activity. This is a sunset view, and This is another one. And I'm going to share with you a time lapse of the sunset taken on this island. Is my first attempt, and hope that you will like it. So more images. These images were taken in the morning. They're facing, of course, the east. And a beautiful sunrise. Unfortunately, the sun is shy away, right, from behind the crowd. An important thing to note that when you decided to visit these islands, they do not encourage the visitor to go into the sea without wearing life jacket, because they claim that the current here, the wave here is very strong, and at the same time they could have undercurrents, and therefore they insist that all visitor, all tourists that intend to do either snorkeling or swimming, they were encouraged to wear life jacket. This image is taken before we leaving the island on the 4th days of our journey. And here I would like to share with you a video and a song that's sang by these restaurant captains welcoming the guests. Normally they will welcome the guests at the jetty point, but happened the day on our leaving was a rainy day, so they welcome the guests at the entrance to this restaurant. And I hope that you will like this video and the song. Please pay attention to the song. I found it's very the melody is very beautiful, and this strictly a song that dedicate to this island, the Mataking Islands. The restaurant does not allow a shoe to be worn, so all guests have to shoe off right at the entrance. A guest will be given a welcome drink when they arrive. So I hope that you have enjoyed this very unique and post-COVID travelogue of mine to the beautiful island of Sabah. And a piece of advice, as I mentioned, that these islands, this resort are currently provide promotions to attract a visitor. And in fact, pre-COVID, these resorts, if you want to book for the packages, you probably wait for a year or more in order to secure your booking. But now it can be done much easier because of the closing of the China border and there's no Chinese tourists coming over. So strongly recommend interested visitor to do their booking if they're interested to visit these beautiful islands. Before I end, I wish to thank you for staying until this hour with me. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, and please do so, and please give me a like, and also please share to your friend and family, so that they can be like you, travel around the world virtually at the comfort of their home. And lastly, I wish you good health, and please stay safe and stay strong. So therefore, we can meet again in the next episode. And just an announcement to be made. After this episode, I will not be uploading any video because I will be embarking on a trip to northern Pakistan, and this trip of mine will be taking place in the month of October, just 2 weeks from now, and thereafter it will be a 3 weeks journey, and only then, upon coming back from the journey, I hope that I can able to present to you some more interesting travelogues, either pre or post COVID. If the post COVID will be travelogues to Pakistan, and the place that I visit in Pakistan will be the Hunza Valley, and it's very popular, and also along the Karakoram Highway, the southern stretch of the Karakoram Highway in Pakistan. So lastly, I would like to say thank you again for supporting this travel channel, and hope to see you again, and bye.